Have you ever picked up a medicine and just stopped to think about the incredible system that had to exist to get it safely into your hands? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the origin story of India's pharmacy laws. It's a fascinating journey, from total chaos to the regulated system we know today. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first. To really get this story, we need to understand two big ideas: law, or kanun, and ethics, or naitikta. Think of it like this. The law, that's the set of rules you absolutely have to follow. It's the government saying this is non-negotiable for public safety. But then you've got ethics. That's more like a professional's inner compass, doing the right thing simply because it is the right thing to do. One is required, the other is inspired, and you really need both.
So what do we even mean when we say pharmacy? It's so much more than just the chemist shop on the corner. It's this whole world, part art, part science, that's all about creating medicines and getting them to people safely. It's the whole process that turns some raw material into something that can actually save a life. All right, now this is a really important one. We all use the words drug and medicine pretty much interchangeably, right? But technically, they're different. A drug is the raw active chemical ingredient itself. Think of pure paracetamol. A medicine, on the other hand, is the finished product you actually use, like that Dolo 650 tablet. It's the drug processed and formulated so you can take it safely and effectively.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question. If we have professionals who are supposed to be guided by ethics, why did India need to build this whole complicated, strict system of laws? I mean, what was going on that made it so incredibly necessary?
To answer that, we've got to jump in a time machine and head back to the days before 1940. And let me tell you, it was a completely different world. It was a time of uncontrolled and frankly dangerous practices when it came to medicine in India.
Just try to picture it. There were no real central laws controlling drugs. There were no minimum qualifications, which meant literally anyone could set up shop and call themselves a pharmacist. And maybe the scariest part of all, there was zero quality control on drugs coming from other countries. Public health was basically a gamble.
So as you can imagine, the government realized this chaos just couldn't go on. Something major had to change. And that change began in 1931, when they formed a really important group, the Drugs Inquiry Committee. You might know it by its more famous name, the Chopper Committee, named after its chairman. This committee was given a monumental task: figure out just how bad the problem was and then create a roadmap, a blueprint to fix it. And their work would literally become the foundation for every single modern pharmacy law we have in India today. And it was a fantastic, clear-cut plan. They recommended 4 key things. 1. Create strong central law so everybody's playing by the same rules. 2. Set minimum education standards so pharmacists are actually qualified. 3. Build laboratories to actually test the quality of drugs. And 4. Create an Indian pharmacopoeia, which is basically the official rulebook for drug standards in the country.
Now, the best part about this blueprint is that it didn't just sit on a shelf and collect dust. No way. Over the next few decades, these recommendations were turned into real action, building the legal framework that protects all of us today.
You can see it happen right here. Now, there was an early Poisons Act from 1919, but the real game changer, the first big domino to fall, was the Drugs Act of 1940. That was huge. It was followed by the Pharmacy Act in 48 to regulate the professionals themselves. Then came laws to tackle other issues, like the one in 1954 to stop all those misleading magic cure ads, and the really strong NDPS Act in 85 to control narcotics.
But look, making laws is only half the battle. You have to enforce them, you have to adapt them as times change. The story does not end in 1985. The journey is still very much ongoing, and the system faces some pretty serious challenges even now.
And here's a reality check, a quote that really makes you think. In spite of all these rules and regulations, even today, poor quality, substandard drugs are still being sold. That fight for quality is absolutely not over. It's a problem that's still with us.
So you have to ask, why is this still happening? What's the holdup? Well, one major challenge pointed out is that sometimes the very people in charge of enforcing these complex drug laws might not have a formal pharmacy qualification themselves. And that, of course, raises some serious questions about how effectively the system is being managed. And that brings us right up to today, and a look towards the future. There's a new education regulation in the works designed to raise the bar for pharmacy education in India. So we're left with this huge question: what will the next chapter of this story look like? Will this new generation of better educated, highly skilled pharmacists be the key to finally solving these challenges and ensuring that every single medicine in India is safe and effective? It's something we'll all be watching.